Credit card scams and frauds to watch out for. Hi, it's Luigi and welcome to Catapult Capitalism, your guide in making smart financial moves for your future. If you enjoy watching our videos, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get updated whenever we upload a new video. In today's video, we'll share with you the common credit card scams and frauds that you should watch out for. If you're into these kinds of videos, then keep watching. Imagine this. You're rushing to work when your credit card company calls. The caller claims that there is a fraudulent charge on your account and requests credit card verification and information. So, you give it to them, and the caller offers to investigate. When you get your bill, you can see that the false charges are there, hundreds of dollars worth. Do you know how the fraudsters got a hold of your credit card information? Well, you basically gave it to them, unknowingly, of course. You fell victim to a phishing scam, and it's really sad because not everyone is well aware that these things can happen. Keep yourself one step ahead of fraudsters to avoid them. Recognize their techniques and prevent them before they take your money. Scammers are a creative bunch. They're continuously coming up with new techniques to conduct credit card theft and new twists on current frauds. When credit card companies figure out how to stop one credit card scam, the fraudsters simply switch to another. These are some of the most common scams and frauds involving credit cards in 2022. Identity theft. Identity theft is a form of fraud in which fraudsters impersonate you. They get and utilize your personal information, such as your name and address, credit card information, bank information, social security number, or insurance information. Thieves might obtain your personal information in a variety of methods. Some are high-tech in nature, such as hacking into your computer. Others are low-tech, such as searching through your waste and garbage for documents with your account details. They can do anything with your information once they obtain it. They can, for example, open new credit cards in your name but with a different address. They can rack up massive debts and never pay them. You could end up with a destroyed credit report and thousands of dollars in debt for transactions you never even made by the time you discover the crime. To avoid identity theft, safeguard your personal information both online and offline. Only shop on secure websites with HTTPS in the URL. Personal information should not be entered on shared computers or in places where others can view it. Use appropriate security software to protect your own PC. To keep your accounts safe, use strong, difficult-to-guess passwords and never discuss passwords or PINs with anybody. Use two-factor authentication for more security, which forces you to authenticate your identity in two ways when signing in. Always keep an eye on your wallet or handbag to protect yourself against old-school theft. Documents holding sensitive information should be shredded rather than thrown away. If these procedures fail and you become a victim of identity theft, report it as soon as possible to limit the harm. Synthetic identity frauds are a new type of identity theft. A synthetic identity is a combination of true and fraudulent information, such as a stolen social security number combined with a fictitious name, address, and birth date. Criminals can utilize these identities to create a credit history for someone who does not exist. Unfortunately, their actions might harm the credit of the true owner of the social security number. Phishing scams. Phishing is one method through which identity fraudsters obtain access to your personal information. They pretend to be a reputable company or firm with whom you have an account in order to obtain your personal information. Phishing assaults can take place through phone calls, email, or social media. Scammers can make these interactions appear to be from a legitimate company in a variety of ways. They can spoof real-world phone numbers on your caller ID. They can replicate an email from a legitimate company down to the logo and alter only one letter in the email address. They can also create a bogus social media presence and send messages over the network. Phishers employ a variety of ways to obtain your personal information after they have you on the hook. Sometimes, they trick you into clicking a link that takes you to a bogus but realistic-looking login page. They obtain access to your account when you input your login and password. In other circumstances, scammers will phone you and inform you that there is an issue with your account. They ask for verification of information such as your password, answers to security questions, account information, or social security number. They can use this information to gain access to your funds or start other accounts in your name. The advice for phishing protection is similar to that for other types of identity theft, with a few additions. For starters, scrutinize every email with a critical eye. Be especially vigilant of emails that have grammatical and spelling issues, as well as those that contain what appears to be text but is actually an image file. Another item to look for in any business email is the reply to address. If it doesn't exactly match the name of the company, it's a dead giveaway. Read it thoroughly to ensure that it isn't an identical name with one character changed. Even if an email appears to be legitimate, do not follow any links to get into an account. Instead, go to the main account page of the firm and log in from there. If you accidentally click a phishing link, update your security software and conduct a scan on your machine. Similarly, if you receive a phone call from a business, do not provide any personal or account information to the caller. If you believe the call is legitimate, hang up and dial the company's main number. Skimming. This type of credit card theft has been around for a long time. Previously, wait workers or shop clerks would capture your credit card information and use it to make modest transactions they would hope you'd ignore. Nowadays, it is usually done with the use of a small electronic device known as a skimmer. Skimmers are attached to machines that accept credit or debit cards by thieves. When you insert your card, the skimmer scans it and saves the payment details. The criminals can then use this information to make purchases or charge them to your account. Skimming is especially common on card readers that are regularly used but seldom checked, such as those found at petrol stations, ATMs, and vending machines. It's common in attractive tourist areas. A large number of individuals coming and departing indicates a large number of potential victims for fraud. Adding EMV chips to credit cards hasn't stopped this fraud. Scammers just improved their skimmers. If you carefully check the card reader, you may be able to detect a skimmer. Something may be trapped on top of or near the card slot. Some parts of the machine may appear to be overly large, protrude too far, or be loose or crooked. Graphics may not line up, or colors may not be consistent throughout the system. The keyboard or keypad may appear or feel excessively heavy or cheap, or the machine may appear wrong in some undefined sense. Some new skimmers, on the other hand, are nearly difficult to detect. Another precaution is to avoid inserting your card at all. If you can, use a tap-to-pay card or a mobile wallet instead. If you're unable to do so, your best protection is to thoroughly examine your account statements for any strange activity. Report any indicators of fraud as soon as possible. Public Wi-Fi scams. Entering personal information on your smartphone while connected to a Wi-Fi network is always dangerous. These networks are not safe, and hackers can access your information. However, sometimes the network isn't just insecure, it's a well-planned swindle. This fraud was put up by hackers who planted a phony Wi-Fi hotspot in a public location. When you attempt to connect to it, the network informs you that you must pay for access and requests a credit card number. The credit card information you submit is then sent directly to the crooks. Another variation of this scam involves the hackers not charging for Wi-Fi connection. Instead, they allow you to log in and then track everything you do. They get access to your credentials, your bank account, and anything you do online. If you need to access public Wi-Fi at a store or restaurant, don't always trust the network your device discovers. Instead, request the network name and password from an employee. Even so, avoid inputting any critical information while connected to Wi-Fi. Scammers are astute. It is not always easy to spot them before they enter your account. However, there are several precautions you may take to limit the harm if this does occur. Check your credit report on a frequent basis as well. Any unfamiliar accounts or transactions or extremely large balances might be indicators of identity theft. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification icon so you can be notified whenever we upload new videos. Thank you so much for tuning in to Catapult Capitalism, and we'll see you later.